friends of mine out there in Facebook land and on YouTube as well. For those of you who don't know, I'm uploading all of these videos to my new YouTube channel. You can find it on YouTube by Googling Cindy Byer Pilates Massage. For those of you who don't know, in addition to teaching Pilates and fitness, I'm also a licensed massage therapist. So once the coronavirus lockdown is over, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to provide massages for you if you live in the greater Houston area. In any case, today's workout, here's what we're doing. We're going to do a standing workout and work on getting rid of those love handles that seem to be growing daily, with as much as, if you're like me, as much as you're going to the fridge and just eating and eating and eating because you're bored. Hopefully by doing this workout with me today and on the other days that you've been doing it, it's going to help. But today's specifically focused on getting rid of those love handles. For those of you who are typically out there exercising, doing things like tennis or golf or any kind of sport that is rotation, you're going to love today's exercise as well. So go ahead and stand up from where you are sitting right now. I know the last 2 days we've been sitting to standing, but today we're going to be standing the whole time. So go ahead and stand up with me. I've got Tyler Green here with me as well. We're going to do this workout completely standing. So go ahead and stand up, and all we're going to do first of all is just take our arms and reach them out to the side, bringing them up towards the ceiling, inhaling through your nose, and then exhaling out through your mouth. Do that again. Inhale through your nose. All we're doing is just getting you used to being up off that couch, and then exhale down. Try about 3 more here. Inhaling right through your nose. Feel your ribcage expand to the side. And then exhale through your mouth. Remember to share this with your friends. Even start a watch, a friend watch, or whatever Facebook is doing now. They have this watch parties. Feel free to do a watch party with this, or just look it up on YouTube later. 1 more here. Inhaling up and exhaling down from there. Now we're going to do a move we've done the last couple of days as well. It's a standing cat stretch. All we're going to do from here is we're going to roll down towards our feet to wherever you can go. Just hang and dangle there, and then roll all the way up. But this time, bring the arms up to the ceiling as you go. Inhale here, then exhale. You're going to round forward. It's like you're doing a standing stomach crunch. Let the head fall forward wherever you can go, and then stand all the way back up. Arms come up with you. As you go down each time, try your best to see if you can allow yourself to fall further forward. And then arms circle out to the side, around and up. 2 more just like this before we add into that. You're going to roll down. I love this move because it helps to get the abdominal muscles active at the same time as stretching your back and the back of your legs. Go back down, and if you've been sitting down for a long period of time, this is a really great way of just getting your body moving. We're going to add into this. So you're going to roll down like you did, but this time, once you're down as far as you can go, and you kind of are dangling, you're going to bend your knees. And you're going to drop them down. Your arms are going to circle out to the side, and then you're just going to stand up. Then you're going to do that again. So you're going to roll down as far as you can go. Remember, here you're going to want to keep your weight towards your toes a little bit, not your heels. Bend your knees. Circle the arms around to the side, and then lift up. And then roll down again. Find that stretch point, then bend the knees, circle the arms around, and rise up. Try 2 more, rolling down. Bend your knees around, and then rise up from here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to still work on doing a little bit of stretching while we're moving, and we're going to do a back step. So all you're going to do is you're going to just kind of rock backwards, right? And then step forward. Same leg again. So that same leg steps back, and we just rock. And we come forward. And we step back, and we come forward. 1 more on this side, and then we'll add into it after we do the other side. Now go to the opposite side. So I'm going to step back and come forward. And I'm going to step back. If you haven't taken a class with me before, or you haven't done a video with me before, what you'll notice in today's video is the same that I do in most of my videos, come forward and step, is I do a slow build-up, where I don't just go into the full move. I kind of walk you into that point. And the reason I do that is because it's easy to try to follow a video, but if you don't know the steps that a person took to get into that move, And sometimes you feel lost. At least that's how I feel when I watch videos and I've not done the moves before. I'm not the most coordinated person. I kind of walk into things that aren't even there. So like trees jump out at me. In any case, so I'm gonna, you're laughing at me because you know it's totally true. I was riding my bike one time and I was riding down a pathway and this tree just seemed to jump out from nowhere at me. I don't know where it came from. It's like I was on the Wizard of Oz. All right, so step back with the other foot again. So you're gonna step back, and this time, what you're gonna do is you step back, you're gonna shift your hips back a little bit, and then come forward. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what that looks like. So I'm gonna step back, but from there, I'm pushing my hips back, right? And what I'm doing is I'm trying to create length into this front leg, and then come forward. Now to add into that move, I'm going to actually reach my arms forward. So I'm gonna step back, and I'm going to go here. Notice my back is nice and flat when I do it. And I come forward. So the weight is, everything is shifting backwards except my body is reaching forward. And this is something that's going to come into play when we start moving sideways in a few minutes. Go back. You should feel this nice stretch through the back of the leg that's forward. One more here, and then we'll do the other leg. Keep that front leg straight for me. So from here, you're going to shift your weight back this way. Yeah, you can bend your back knee. That's it. And then come forward. Now switch legs. You're going to take the other leg and step back, and your weight basically shifts backwards. And then you come forward. Do that again. So step back, and what I'm going to have you do here, Tyler, is you're going to keep that leg straight. Bend your back knee a little bit. And then instead of thinking going forward, just shift back towards me. That's it. And then go back forward and do that again. So you're going to step back. So it's not an easy position to get into. It's almost like you're bowing forward a little bit. So I'm putting more emphasis on shifting backwards. And as a result of shifting backwards, I fold forward a little bit. That's it, right there. Good. And come forward. And then rest from there. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start our side work that we're going to do. And we're going to go in the small steps. So in order to really work into the obliques, we're going to go step by step through each of these moves. So we're going to just sort of step to the side first. And then come to the center. And then just step to the side. We're going to stay going to the same direction each time. Very nice. So then I'm going to step aside. I haven't stepped really far just yet. I will in a few minutes. So now I'm going to step to the side, and when I'm there, all I'm going to do is take my ribs and slide them across my body. And then I'm going to come back in. So I'm going to step to the side. I'm going to take my ribs, almost like I'm taking it and someone's pushing it over. What that's doing is it's shortening my spine on this side. It's causing my obliques to flex my spine, and then I'm going to come back. But in addition to that, I'm going to do that again. It's creating a nice length on the other side, which is a stretch for that side, and then come back. But be careful not to make it so much into a side bend, as it is just a shift of the rib cage, and it's literally just this shifting of the weight over. And come back. If you don't know if you're getting it right or not, don't worry so much. Just try the best that you can. You shift over and come back. We're going to stay on that side. Yeah, you might feel like this need to pop that hip or stretch a little bit further. That's okay as well. Do whatever feels good to you. You're going to step to the side. This time you're going to shift that rib, but you're going to bend that knee. And then come back. So you're going to do, it's like the side lunges that we were doing, but instead of it being an emphasis on the lunge, we're going to just shift. So you can see what happens is as I shift my rib, I'm just bending that knee slightly. And come back. And I'm going to shift and bend. It's just a little bit less of a bend than you felt before. Now, come back. Now, this time I'm going to shift this way. And you see how my rib bent? I'm going to reach my arm out towards that bent knee and come back. And I'm going to step and I'm going to reach. So what I'm doing is I'm really taking this rib, trying to bring it down towards the opposite hip as I reach. It does involve a lot more coordination than what you might think. Do the best you can. If you can't do it with the arms, you can keep your arms down. That's perfectly fine as well. And then come back. Step here. Very good. Now from here, all I'm gonna have you do is straighten that side out. Then you're gonna bend that side down and then straighten it out and bend it down. So what you're doing is if you were on the floor, you could do these oblique crunches. So if you put your hand here, like you were doing a side crunch, you're gonna do that there, and then up, and then side crunch over and up. And naturally, you'll find that as you bend to the side, you end up wanting to lunge a little further. Go ahead with that. That's perfectly fine. It increases the amount of stretch that you feel on your back here and increases the amount of work on that love handle. Try about 3 more, and then 2, and then 1, then come back to the center. We're gonna go to the other side for right now. There's a lot more that we're gonna add into this little bit of a series. So we're gonna just step to the side right now, and then center. We're gonna step to the side, and then to the center, and then step. Now this time, slide that rib across. You'll notice on me, when I go on this side, I can't actually slide my rib as far, right? On the other side, when I step, I can get this nice bend. When I go over here, and I try to slide it across, I really don't get as much of a bend. That might be you too. You might find one side tight, you might find both sides tight. But what that tells me here is that my obliques on this side are really, really tight. Like my back on my right side is extremely tight. So I really need to focus on doing that on this side. So I'm gonna step and really think, can I push that rib? I'm not gonna try to go as far, but can I push that rib? Sometimes touching it will help. Push, and to the center, and push, and to the center, step back. We're gonna add that lunge in. This might feel a little bit more complicated than the other moves that we've done. Don't worry so much, it will get more fluid as we go. Step to the side, add that bend to the knee, and bend to the side a little bit, and come back. So you step and lunge, and you try to get that little bit of side bend, and then back. Just because it's a little bit more complicated to do doesn't mean you avoid it. What I avoid is something that causes pain. If it's not causing pain, but it's a little bit of more emotional discomfort, like why can't I do it? Then I try to figure out why I can't and try to work on it a little bit harder. You see how that's bending a little bit? Good. Now step to the side and hold. Now bring your hand up here, and I'm gonna bend to that side a little bit, and then come up. And I'm gonna bend and come up. So what you'll notice you wanna do is bend by shifting that weight into that bent knee a little bit, and rise. Bend, and rise. This side is hard for me. I don't get as much mobility on the right side of my body as I do on my left. And I totally understand why. In my right side, especially on into my QL, the long muscle on the back side of the body here, where my hand can go here, that is really tight on me, as is my glutes. All right, come back to the center. Okay, we're gonna step to the side again here, like we already did. We're gonna add into that. Oh, we didn't do the arm, thank you. So we're gonna step to the side and add that arm reach, and come back to the center. Thank you, Tyler. And add that arm reach, and then to the center. See, that's why I have to have someone with me, because I'll forget, even though I have it written down, but I can get sidetracked by things that I talk about. Good. One more here. And then back to the center. You guys hanging in there with me? Awesome. All right, we're going to go back to the side here, and we're going to go just into that side reach like we did. So we're going to step to the side and reach. Good. Come back to the center. Step to the side and reach. Remember, as we're reaching, we're also shortening this side, right? And come to the center. Step to the side with that reach. Now, step to the side and hold that reach there. Then what I'm going to have you do is bring the other arm up. And then we'll reach further. And then come to the center, but keep that knee bent. Reach further and center. Remember, as I spoke about when we first started, we're really working this center line of the body, but really the obliques. The obliques run this way from the back around to the front in a diagonal pattern, say they kind of cinch the back of the body with the front of the body, but that's where the love handles develop, is right here. We're trying to get rid of those love handles, and we're trying to work those obliques for side flexion as well as stability of the pelvis, side flexion, like I said, and rotation. Now hold here. Then from here, all I'm going to have you do is lift this arm up and bend towards this side. Then come back up. Those of you who do yoga, you might think of this, I think it's called a warrior pose. I don't do a lot of yoga, so I don't know the terms. So if I use the wrong term from yoga, feel free to correct me so I can learn. But you're going to come over to the side. But what I'm doing here is now I'm bending this side. And then I'm coming back up. And then I'm going to bend and come back up and then step in. We're going to go to the other side. So we're going to just do the side stretch with the reach, right? So we're going to go here with that reach and come to the center. And step and come to the center. And step and come to the center. Maybe 3 more here. And to the center. And to center. 1 more here. Very good. Now bring this arm up. And what you're going to do from there is you're going to bend over to the side here. And then just come back up. And then over to the side. And come back up. And then over to the side. And come back up. And step back to the center. You guys doing okay? Hopefully you are. We're going to add a little bit more into that. We're going to add some additional side bending as well as some rotation. Grab your water if you need it. I'm going to step over to the side again. So we're going to step with that reach like we've done, right? We went here. So now we're going to bend over to the side like we did before. If you want a really nice stretch, what I like to do is I place my arm onto my leg. Then I reach this arm up, but I kind of push my weight backwards as if I'm trying to straighten my body, this leg, but I'm not. Then I'm going to come back up, bending this knee a little further. I'm going to add into that by bending over to the other side. But I'm going to deepen that lunge a little bit more. Then I'm going to come back up. Then I'm going to come over here. So I'm going from one side to the next. Good. Try about 2 more. And then 1 more here. Good, and then step to the center. We're going to go to the other side, so we're just going to start with that side reach, like we did, and add that little bit of focus on that stretch. So I'm going to bend over to the side. This side feels really good to me right now. So I'm going to push my weight backwards slightly, so I can get a little bit deeper stretch through here. Very good, and then I'm going to come up. And I'm going to bend over to the other side, deepening the lunge on the knee bend. Come back to the center and over. Hopefully this feels good. Does this feel good to your back? You can say, yeah, it does. Awesome. Hopefully it does to you too. Give me a thumbs up if it feels good to your body, because it does feel good to mine, especially after this week. 1 more here. Over to the side, and then back up. And then over to this side, and back up, and come to the center. Very nice. We're going to add some rotation into the mix here. If you need water, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to grab some myself as well. We're going to add some rotation in, and a lot of people get a little nervous about rotation. They worry that they're going to pop their back or throw their back out. So if you've ever had back problems before, I can understand why you'd be a little concerned about it. It happens quite a bit. In terms of a lot of people do have, throw their back out at some point in their lives. And if you've ever done it once, you will feel it for a long time. Takes a little bit to recover from, and then you're a little bit more hesitant to do things that you've done before. Totally understand. So we're going to add rotation in, but we're going to add rotation in with that lateral flexion. That way we can ensure that our abdominals have really connected into this move. And help to assist in protecting the spine when we're rotating. So a lot of times you'll hear people say lift from your legs if you're lifting a heavy object. And the reality is It's not necessarily the legs that you're lifting from, you're straightening your legs, but you're really bracing into the abdominals and into the, using the abdominals and the core to create the power from when you go to lift. So I'm not gonna just lift with my legs, I'm gonna really brace for my core. So I want to really emphasize everything coming from the center of the body, from the glutes to the adductors, into the pelvic floor muscles, into the abdominal muscles. Those are all part of your core, even into the low back muscles. This whole area here, all the way here, is what you really need to focus on to develop that strength so you don't injure your back. We're gonna step to the side again. So we're gonna step over to the side with that lunge that we did. All right, then from here, all we're gonna do is gonna bend over to the side and just start in that position there. Then from here, I'm going to have you just add that rotation down like we've done before. You've done it on a chair, just rotate down, come back to the side, straighten the leg and come up. Do that again. So you're gonna bend over, add that rotation, back to the side, and up. One more, over to the side, rotate, back to the side, and step to the center. Let's go to the other side here. So we're gonna bend to that side here. Then we're gonna bend and flex towards our straight leg. Bend towards that straight leg. Feel that nice stretch. Then add that stomach crunch forward. It's like you're doing a small stomach crunch forward to add that rotation in. If you need to, feel free to bend the opposite knee a little further. Then untwist and come up. Do that again. So we're gonna come up and over, add that rotation. And if you're doing this properly and activating those obliques through everything we've been doing, you should feel them starting to activate now. You should feel them going, oh, you know what? I know where they are. I can feel them talking to me. One more on this side. If you don't feel them, it's okay. Just keep trying it and keep doing it. And at some point, go ahead and step and rest. At some point, you'll start to really recognize that they're actually there. All right, adding in a little bit more. Step over to the side here like we did before. Arms are gonna be up. And so what we're gonna do from here is we're going to then rotate to the side. So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna take my arm here, which is over my straight leg, and I'm gonna turn towards my bent knee, twist, okay? But I'm gonna bend my front knee a little bit further in that process. Then I'm just gonna come back. So right now, all I'm doing is reaching and rotating. Good, it's not a big rotation because I'm already stepping in that direction. I'm gonna turn from here. Now, when I go to turn back, this time I'm gonna act like I have a bow in this hand and I'm pulling a string with this hand and I'm gonna pull it back and then turn behind me. Good, then I'm gonna go back forward. It's kind of like what, Katniss, is that the one from Hunger Games? Which I've never really seen, but I know she had a bow and an arrow. And you're gonna pull and then straighten that arm out. Come back to the center here. Now, this time as you do it, you're gonna straighten your front leg as you turn, come back to the center and bend it. So straighten the front leg with the rotation, come back to the center and rotate. Do one more here. And then rotate in and then step to the center. Let's go to the other side. So you're gonna step to the side here. Then you're gonna take your opposite arm and you're gonna turn and bring that arm across the front of your body towards the other arm. And then come back for right now. So you're gonna just turn. It's a small, gentle rotation. We're stabilizing the pelvis by the position our body is in, right here. And one more, and then we'll add that bow and arrow or Katniss move. So from here, I'm gonna bend this elbow back, and I'm gonna turn. Notice I keep the elbow and my shoulder at the same height. Then I'm gonna come back forward. Then I'm gonna come back over as I'm rotating, really trying to push that elbow behind me a little bit. This next one, I'm gonna straighten that elbow. So I'm gonna turn first, then it's almost like I'm back snapping someone. If you've ever sat next to someone in the car and they're being a little lippy, you go, boom, right? Not that I've ever done that or had it done to me. But you're gonna come here and you're really gonna back snap them there. Good, and come back forward, try one more. elbow comes back, smack, and come to the center. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. We're gonna add one more move into that bow and arrow type movement, and it's going to be about hip rotation. So before we do that in that lunge, I'm gonna just have you practice it here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this leg, you're gonna just lift that heel up, right? So I'm gonna lift my heel up here. And then you're gonna just turn the hip and then come out, right? So you're just gonna literally turn the hip and come out. So we're just gonna do this internal rotation, right? Some people will call it a medial rotation because you're rotating towards the middle of your body, but we're just mobilizing the hip. Let's do it on the other one real quick. So the other one, my heel is gonna lift and I'm gonna turn it inward. What you'll notice is as you do it, your body and your torso will want to turn a little bit. That's perfectly fine, because in the move that we're gonna do is we're gonna add this in. Why? Because when we're working through the obliques, we don't want to forget this portion of the body, which goes down into the glutes, and the glutes help to stabilize and mobilize the hip. So we really want to get the hip mobilized. That way we can get the ultimate loss of our love handles. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna step into this lunge. Don't worry about the arms right now. We're gonna step into that lunge. All we're gonna do is focus on this hip, and all I'm gonna do from here is lift that heel and turn. Good, then rotate back. Lift that heel and turn, and rotate back. So you'll see my heel drops down here. I'm gonna lift the heel and I'm gonna turn as if I'm going towards a front lunge. And then back, one more here. Lift the heel and turn, and come back, step. Other side. You're gonna start into that lunge. This heel is flat and my toe is pointing forward. I'm gonna lift that heel and I'm gonna turn. You'll see my heel is lifted here. Now I'm facing this direction, but my hips are both facing in the same direction. Then I'm gonna rotate back. This knee stays bent. Lift my heel and rotate. Don't worry if you wobble, I just wobbled. It happens. It's kind of like being a weeble wobble. If you grew up like around the 80s, I think that's when they were out. The weeble wobbles, were they out when you were young? Okay, weeble wobbles. I didn't have them. My friend around the block had them. We used to play with them. We'd sing that song from the commercials. Give me a thumbs up if you know what in the world I'm talking about. Come back from here and then step. All right, so we're gonna add in to that move. We're gonna do the hip rotation along with our bow and arrow. So we're gonna step to the side here. Arm is out. Arm rotates and reaches. So now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna pull back this way, open through here. Now as I bring this arm back to my other arm, I'm gonna lift my heel, turn and rotate with it. So I'm here. Now I'm gonna pull that string, turn my hip, and reach back and back smack the person behind me or to the side. Then I'm gonna lift my heel, go back from here. Why is this working my obliques? Because I'm doing rotation. And rotation is one of the movements the obliques are involved in. And as we get the obliques mobilizing and activating, we're also getting the muscles of the lower back to do the same by stabilizing against the movement we're doing and helping to cause the movement of rotation. One more here. Good, and step to the center. Other side. So we're gonna step to the side in our lunge. Arm is gonna come up. We're gonna start with that hand together with the other hand. And then we're gonna do the bow, pulling it back with the string, rotating back. Then when we bring it across, we lift this back heel, turn and rotate. Then we pull the string, drop the heel and rotate back. Lift the heel as we bring it back across. Drop the heel as we rotate back. Two more, reach with that hip rotation. Come back to the center and across. One more, reach. Turn and rotate. Drop the heel and step to the center. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today on our lazy way to get rid of your love handles. I'm a little bit out of breath. If you are too, give yourself a round of applause for that, because it means you're moving even though we're not doing this high impact work. You are getting amazing results from it. You might feel a little bit tender, not like sore that you can't move, but aware that you've moved certain areas of your body without really having to do a whole lot of intense work. So I applaud you for joining me today. I applaud you for joining me on the other days. Invite your friends. I'm going to post this and upload it to YouTube in a little bit, so feel free to share that link externally and have as many people as you want to come and join us on our journey. All right, thank you guys so very much. We'll see you soon. Take care.